The game source released the new battle profile and rules update and also the point update about the 4th edition Age of Sigmar, the 25 September 2024. Here, before I'll talk about the points updated and then about the rules, remember that I bring up only the new ones that you can find indicated with the purple color and also the updated part. Anyway, you can see that there are the colors that can make you identify what has been changed. And if you're interested about the previous one, you can find in the description the link about the previous video so that I don't have to repeat every time all the things, but I can focus only on the new things. So that step by step you can see what has been changed. So let's begin. And so we can see about the various armies. We can see that there has been updated the profiles. In particular, we have to notice that in the case that has seen a decrease of point, it will be in green. In the case it has been increased in point, it will be in red. And for the city of Sigmar, we can find that there's been quite a lot of units that has seen quite a relevant decrease on point. So I think that it's a way also to make you interested in playing them. So it can be quite fine, I think. As you can see, there are a lot of units that have seen quite a decrease. Then we can go to see about the total skin. Also here we can find that quite a lot of units and see a decrease on point. So here you have to value by yourself if it's worth. Also the first layer has seen quite a great amount of decreasing. And also about the I donate tipkin, a little correction on a lot of units. Also for the current overload, a decrease on point for all the units. Essentially I prefer like this so that it's more stable and you can step by step adjust, because anyway you see that soon will be a release of the various patotom. And for example, for the luminate you can see a double so that you can see the some decrease in point and some increase. But anyway, generally talking, it see more increase on point, but here you have to understand if it's really quite worth to play with such things and if they're really such needing the increasing. Here I don't play the luminate, so I can't really be quite understanding about this. Instead about the Seraphon, that it's an army that I play, I can say that Lord Croak, decrease on point, it can be okay, sincerely. The Repeater Dutty Sheaf, I think that it's nice because it's not so played. The Saurus or Blood, it's always good because I like to play, so I'm quite glad. About the Saurus Scar Veteran on Agradon and increase on point, I think that it's really quite okay. Sincerely, it's not much, and sincerely, there has been played quite a lot, so I think that it's okay. The Skingstar Seer, it's one of the best models, so nice. The Stegodon Sheaf and the Pterodon Sheaf in the Crimson Point, I think that it's because they are not so used, so it's a way to make them more affordable. And also the Agadon has seen, the Lancers has seen in Crimson Point, as for the Saurus Guard, but the Bastillodon and the Crimson Point, sincerely, in my opinion, they are still costing too much, but okay. The Rapidile Hunters and the Ripterdile Riders as seen in the Crimson Point, little one, but nice. The Skink, okay, sincerely, I think that it's about correct about these points. The Sponochotek, it's not so used, so okay. Stegodon, the same for we have seen about the Stegodon Sheaf. And really, here, some little adjustment, but it's mainly about the monster decrease on point and the units that are more used a little increasing. So I think that it's okay. It's not something problematic. About the Stomachus Titanas, here we see a decrease on point, but about the Stomachus Titanas, I'm quite curious because soon it will be going to be released the new Battleton about them. So I'm curious to see if this point it will be the quite close to the new ones, because technically the Battleton should have yet been printed. Okay, the points has been declared that are aside, so you not have the problem that you had to associate to the one that are on the bottom tone, because they are not anymore on the bottom tone, remember this. But anyway, we can see that a lot of units see a decrease on point. Ionesque Born, sincerely, I love, and I quite like that now. It's a bit down, this point, so it's much more playable. So it's really quite intriguing about seeing shopping, and I have to admit that I prefer in such a way that are free points available for all the armies, and you don't have the problems about being able to have the button on to verify. And remember one thing, soon it will be the closed door about the use of the app. So pay attention, because this document it will be really quite important to understand. So eventually find other options to be able to create your Russell on, because it will be really quite problematic otherwise. Anyway, a lot of the units that I see at the Gizon point are related about Drakes for the Stomachs Tenants, okay, but also the Liberators, nice. So here there are really a lot of things that you could quite play with, because you can eventually gain quite a lot of points saving. Same for the Sivanet, a lot of units that I've seen at the Gizon point. So Beltonot in increase, sincerely, I find it okay, because anyway it's a really strong one, and I prefer that see the Ancient Trilord and the Warsong one that I've seen in the case, because I think that they are more playable, really quite nice. Then for the Beast of Chaos, here we see an update about the points, and we have to remember that about the Beast of Chaos, have an update that technically is associated to 1 year long, because then should be moved to Legends and take off from Age of Sigmar. But I'm still thinking that we see another army that go to substitute the Beasts of Chaos with new rules related. So I'm really hoping that it will be developed in such a way, because a new army that it's not called the Beasts of Chaos but another things, and still have new models but has the same theme about the Beast of Chaos, it would be nice, in my opinion, to have another army for destruction in a way would be quite good. Then we had the Blades of Corn that see quite a lot of units decrease on point, a little ones maybe, but if you associate that you can play many of these, you can see quite a lot of points to play with other things, so I think that it could be nice. The Disciple Cinch, we see some gaining and some losing point, but anyway, generally talking, it's more like you see quite a lot of points, so little adjustments. The Hedonite of Slanesh, it's again nice, with a lot of units that decrease even quite a lot of points, so it's nice in my opinion. Then we had the Magutin of Nargo that see all of them decreasing point practically, and not in different amount. So I think that you'll have quite a lot of appreciation about this. About the Skaven, remember that has been released the new button about. You don't have about the problems for the points, because they're all here, but you have problems about the Voskos, because now are out of sight. So now the problem is that it will be on the up with a block, so that or you buy the button and use the QR to unblock the Voskos themselves, or you'll be a bit of problematic about being able also to use the way to use the rooster. So eventually you have to decide about where to find the updated Voskos themselves, because not all of them have changed. Also for the spearhead, remember about this. And the other problem is that okay, you do this, but you have also to find a way to create your rooster. So eventually prepare yourself to find alternative, or otherwise remember that if you buy the button, you have the QR that you can unlock the options for your eventually rooster, not rooster, but at least for the Voskor on the app. So eventually remember that you can create an Excel table. And as you can see, little things, but adjusted quite a lot. Say to darkness that I see decrease and increase on point, but quite a lot for all the units eventually. It's really quite intriguing. And you can see a lot of point has been changed for a lot of units, so you have to understand if it's good or not based on the type of rooster that you are going to see. Then we have about the Frischter Kurz. Here we have the Abraham Cardin that has an increase on point. Sincerely, okay, but it's not so great. I mean that, okay, it's like nice to play, but I don't see really a reason to increase in point about this. But I'm quite nice that the Abraham Gold King has seen and increase on point. The Grand Justice Gourmet 2, the Royal Decapitator, nice. I'm quite glad. They can even decrease another 10 points, and then it's still amazing. But what I like more is the decreasing point about the Tarot and the Zombie Dragon. Sincerely, they could be decreased even a bit more, but I'm quite happy because I tend to use a lot of them, so I'm really quite happy about being able to play such nice. About the Night Hunt, we can find that some increase, some decrease, and really a few things maybe, but you can understand. I think they are the most used net count units that has seen any case on point. Not too much, but they are really plain such. So I think that they can be corrected a bit more, but they are almost perfect as they are. Then we have about the Osebo Reapers. Here we can find that a lot of units that essentially play has seen a decreasing point, so much that I almost can use almost another unit inside. So I'm quite happy about this, because it's the Mortisan Bone Shaper, the Ossifactor, the Sur Reaper, and the Sur Reaper, it's really quite intriguing, because if you think it's the base for the Spearhead, and then if you move on the army for Age of Sigmar complete one, you can find that it's really quite intriguing to play with such point. It could be decreased even a bit more, but I'm not so greedy. About Vommunity, sincerely, okay, nice, sincerely, but I prefer the Leech Covers decreased on point. The Godstar Vest and the Mortal Crower, the Mortal Guard, the Necropolis Stalker are the must-used unit and see a decrease on point, so are really welcome. I'm really quite glad. Also, because if you compare them, you can see quite a lot of points. Moreover, about the Mortal Crower, that could be even a bit more. I see decrease on point because it will be better. Then about the Subregavers, here we have that a lot of characters are seen a decrease on point. Manfred increase, okay, but it's not such a problem. I like about Sekal, the Fangunami, because I like to play with the alternative army of the Subregavers that has Sekal as the main. And sincerely, I hope that to be kept also in the future, because I quite like to have a different variant to play with. Then we have also the Evangelion Lord that is a great decrease on point, and I think that they could be decreased even more, in my opinion. The White King and the White King on Skeleton still, I think that are still too costly. I think that a bit more could be decurted. And quite nice, sincerely. Okay, the Black Knights see the increase on point. Sincerely, this I don't understand, because okay, they're nice, but they are not so great. The Felbats, it's a bit problem, in my opinion, because I repeat, I'm able to use usually the one about the Nulamia, and increase the point for the Felbats. In my opinion, it's really great cutting. The Gregard, it's with increase on point, but it's not such a problem. Tarogast, Vargest, okay, sincerely nice. The Tarogast are then it's also the Zombie Dango, the points that we've seen for the fish goods, so I think that it's not a problem. Then about the Bone Splitters, that are one of the few that has not any increase or decrease. They are like they should be, so okay, nice. The Gloomspite Skits that has a mix, so it's quite intriguing. Kragnus is something that will be recurring quite a lot, because we see that has this decreasing point, but has seen also quite a lot of fuck and little changes about the rules, so we have to pay attention about. Then about the Iron Juice that has seen a lot of unity decreasing point, again, Kragnus. Then had the part about the Cool Boys, also here quite a lot of unity decreasing point, so okay, not bad. They had the Ogre Trice. Also here we have a mix, because we have a tons of unity decrease on point. Remember, always Kragnus again. But some unity increase, so you have to pay attention more about the Ogre Glutons that had a great increase, because the 30 points, it's quite a lot. The Son Behemoth that see only Kragnus change, but they stay the same, so not a problem. They had about the Regiment of Renown that we see has not seen changes, so it's not a problem. And the Warhammer Legends one that I don't think that we see soon some changes here, because usually are some units that are going to technically die. So okay, step by step we see. And really, it's something that it will be nice. And then we can go to see about the rules. So let's see about these rules. We can find that a lot of rules are the same, but there are still some that are changed. For example, we had the rules of one. So are reaction abilities subject to the rules of one? For example, if a unit has a reaction ability on the war scroll, could they only use once per phase? And say yes. I think that it's good to clarify this so that it doesn't have any problem about. Here are the charge phase that say when using the charge ability. Does my unit need to end the charge move within half an inch of an enemy unit that, and here is the problem, that was visible to the charge unit at the start of the charge move? The answer is not, because it must end the charge move within 1/2 an inch of an enemy unit that is visible to the charge unit when it finished that charge move. So here the focus is on when the unit is associated to have the ability to charge, not because it's seen the enemy, but because it rise and see the enemy. So it's something that it's really quite important to understand as option. About flying, if an ability that allows a unit to move states that unit cannot move into combat, example the normal move, does fly allow that unit to move across an enemy unit combat range? And say yes. I think that it was understandable even before, but better that it's avoiding any misunderstanding. Then we can continue. We can see that tons of things are the same. Then about the magic manifestation, and here it's important about because here we can find that no more than one friendly wizard or priest can attempt to summon the same manifestation per turn has been changed with no more than one friendly wizard or priest can attempt to summon the same manifestation per turn as before, but and a friendly wizard or priest cannot attempt to summon one friendly manifestation that was removed from play in the same turn. This is important addition, so pay attention. There has something important about the banishing manifestation, so that you have to add the following to the declared type of banish manifestation. Add 1 to the banishment roll for each additional enemy manifestation on the battlefield after the first. Here, it's important one. So pay attention because it's really quite game changing this based on the amount of manifestations that are on the battlefield. So important, the enemy ones obviously. Then we have about the faction terrain that has seen an additional part that it's the one with the points. So we have to add the bullet list following. If a terrain feature has any melee or ranged weapon, it can use the fight and shoot core abilities as it were a unit. Terrain feature that has a move characteristic of 0 cannot move, not that the Palin move are a type of move. Okay, this I think that it's basic, the most part about the movement, but the part about the fight and shoot, it's an important one, so pay attention about that. And then we have about the advanced rules that are really quite important. We have a change about the command, for example, for the shooting phase command with the covering fire. So here it's the effect. Pick a friend unit that is not in combat to use this ability, then pick the closest enemy unit to that unit that can be picked as the target of shooting attacks to be the target. The effect is reserve shooting attacks for the unit using this ability against the target. You must subtract 1 from the hit rolls for those attacks. And the design note is that this change allows reactions such as all-out defense to be used in response to covering fire. So here it's quite a little change maybe, but it's really quite something that you have to take note because it's one important one to notice this command. Then we can continue. We can see that had the frequently asked question. Tons of them are the same. Remember that I made yet the part. Have one that it's related about the magic powers. So if a unit has more than one power level, for example, a wizard that is also a priest, and an enemy ability reference that unit power level, which power level should use whichever power level is higher. So here, if it's the same, it's not a problem, but if they are different, you know what to keep up. Then we have about the spells. Is mortal damage inflicted by a miscast considered to be mortal damage inflicted by a spell ability for the purpose of ability like the cinch effect of the Marks of Chaos ability? And they say no. Okay, here I think that it can be really quite good as specification, because you have to understand that there are also a lot of words that could be used only against magic attacks, and in such a way it's understandable that not being that you can't use, for example. So it's really something that can specify quite a lot in my opinion, so it's not bad at all. Again, we can see that tons of them are stay the same, and you have to move about the Jan Handbook 1 to see effectively new rules change. For example, we have about the season rules 24-25, so this is something that it's important because it's the next year one. So change the effect of priority target to effect add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for attack made by models in the Honor Guard unit that target the enemy general or the enemy Honor Guard if the target is within 12 inch. Nice. Also the Morbid Conjuration that increases the casting value of the summon Suffocating Skaventide to 8. Okay, it becomes a bit problematic to cast, but it's quite common to use, so I think that it's good this. They had the Malevolent Maelstrom, so change the declare step of Morbid Detonation to declare you must and can only use this ability if the unit has 6 Maelstrom points. Pick each unit, friendly and enemy, within 9 inch of it to be the target. So you have to pay attention about these things. There are also a change about the part related about the purpose association that remove the wide form ability, and about the here the Ravenak Nourishing Juice that it's the same, so you have to remove the wild form ability, so it's becoming more stable about. And then about the faction pack here, sincerely it depends by the army that you are going to use, so here you have to see if it's for yourself, because there are quite a lot. For example, the Bretocon, the Vatofax changed the timing of the Haste Edge ability to your charge phase and the timing bar color to orange. Okay, remember that we have seen facility about the timing that the colors are indicative one, but anyway it's understandable that it changes anyway when it talks about the moment. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of things that has been updated one, and okay, there are also things for the fresh course, for example with the channel throne that has seen a change, so that for the one that is going to be the steward. So little things for a lot of ones, and yeah, simply to see if there is something new. For example, we have Kragonos that see change about the rules, and remember that we have seen a tons of army about destruction using Kragonos, so you have to pay attention about this. There are little things for a lot of different armies, so you have really to see what it's up to you, because as you can see, a lot of things. For example, the Night Hound with the battle formation, so that it changed a bit the effect that it's quite similar to the previous one, but has been anyway changed. So you have to pay attention about such thing. Again, Kragonos, because remember that it's something that to be repeat, because tons of army use this. Technically, it's the same one, but you have to remember that there, as I said, a lot of destruction army that use it. So okay, anyway, the Night Hound has seen quite a lot of updated. Okay, and really little things that you have to go to see if you can be interested, because they can change a bit your way to play, and it could be quite nice. Moreover, about the Super Gables, because this it's an important change. It's about Turgulius the Chamberlain, and I think that being one of the most used in the Super Guild make it quite dismissed, because it's still useful, but it changed the attack characteristic of the necrotizing bolts to d6, but change also the effect of the trusted lieutenant to this unit can use the deathly invocation ability even if a different unit has already used this turn, but unit that has already been picked to be the target of that ability this turn cannot be picked to be the target. This changed completely, because before it was a way to double on the same unit the invocation. Now, not being anymore able to use this in such a way, I think that will decrease quite a lot the use of Tugilus, even if it's still a way to have quite a lot of intriguing model, but it will be not anymore a must-have, in my opinion. So, okay, little by little we see a lot of things. I remember that step by step that it will go to be released the button, we see some of these disappear. So soon it will go the stomach satanas button to be released, and in that case we see disappear the part about the stomach satanas or new things related about. So it's all there is, and there are not tons of new things, but there are quite a lot of things to see. I think that the most important part here it's really about the points, because the change about the points it's really quite important. Change your balance, and the rules are the most part clarifying things or little adjustment or reducing power, so it's not a problem. Remember to see about your army, because this can be quite a lot of changing, but can really be updated based on what used, what they need to be clarified. Sincerely, I think that I quite like, because we had the points, we had the part about the main rules that has been changed, and little things, but they can be adjusted. And the armies are something that you have to verify, and I quite like that anyway. It's made in a way that it's easy to follow, so that you don't have any problem about what I had to see, what I have to. It's everything complete. And remember that when it's going to be released, these are also going to be released the one that are the official PDF. So all the PDF has been updated, and in the PDF you can find the rules yet as they should be. So it's something that you can simply print and be sure to use. But I always suggest you to be conscious about the changes for your armies, because you know what has been changed, so you can adjust your way to play. Remember about this. Anyway, from that mode it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.